Hello, this is Marty Eddington, and today I'd like to talk about the major premonitional event in my life. In other words, my major ability to see the future and how it helped me understand about the nature of time. So here's the story. Back in 1998, we were going to take a trip to Barcelona, Spain to see my ex-wife's mother. Of course, she was my wife at the time. And it was going to be my son going with her and my stepdaughter, and it was to leave in mid-August for a couple of weeks. But I was also working on a contract that I wanted to get, an IT contract, which is what I did at the time, and I decided to stay home to see if it might come through. But after a few days, when I talked to the agent, he said, no, this is not going to happen until September, so you might as well go see your family in Spain. So I thought, okay, fine, because I really didn't want to be home alone for a couple of weeks. And so I called the travel agent, but I got a really dark black feeling as I made the call, and I couldn't complete it. I had to put the phone down. A couple hours later, I tried it again, and I felt a really dark black feeling, like this is not good. I don't know how to explain it. Then a third time, I think it was later in the day or the next day in the morning, I tried to call again. I picked up the phone. I tried. I could not even dial. I just felt like this is really weird. And I should also mention that for a couple of years before that, I'd felt like my life was going to end fairly shortly. I just had that feeling that I didn't have long to live. So anyway, after the third time this happened, I lay down and decided to meditate. And I meditated about the day of September 2nd, 1998, which was when I was planning on going on this trip. And as I meditated, I had a feeling that there was going to be a big plane crash on September 2nd, and that's why I shouldn't go. So I thought about it, actually. I thought about it a while, because I really wanted to see my family. I really had a lot of momentum towards taking this trip. If I had not had my prior experiences with premonitions or prophecy, I probably would have ignored it as just being foolish, but I decided to take it seriously. So I finally made the decision not to go. Immediately, I felt a lot of relief. And I called my wife and explained it to her. She understood somewhat about my premonition, so she said she understood and it was okay. So I felt relaxed, and I still felt kind of stupid, though, that I was turning down this opportunity to go to Spain with my family. And so time goes by, September 2nd rolls around, they're still over there, and there was a big plane crash reported. The Swiss Air flight from New York had crashed in Newfoundland in the coast, in the water, and killed like a couple hundred people. And I just was shocked. Oh my God. Now, I will have to tell you that the flight I was supposed to take was not that flight. But if it had been overbooked or it had been late and I couldn't make a connection, I could have easily ended up on the Swiss Air flight. So I really feel, even though I can't prove it, that I avoided dying by my fears and visions about a plane crash on September 2nd. So what did I learn about this? I learned, first of all, I already knew that time is a probability of the future. There's a probability for certain events to happen, and there's a momentum towards certain events happening in your life. You can change that momentum, but it's not easy. There's a lot of inertia that pushes you towards a certain outcome. But in this case, paying attention to my prior experiences with premonitions, I managed to counter that inertia and not to go. So this is something I think is really relevant to the nature of time and the nature of our future. That it's a probability, we can change it through force of will, but it's not easy. It takes effort, it takes force of will. That's it. Thanks for listening.